Okay, hey everybody, it is afternoon now and it is Giving Tuesday and we're back. Sarah, Roe, and Ginger, and we are going to be talking now about legislative related things. So part of what CHAP does is be your legislative watchdog. We're also building a legislative team. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But we are going to take some time and make you more aware of the realities of what is going on out there regarding homeschool and homeschool's enemies. I mean, you might be thinking, oh, we fought that fight. We all have the right to homeschool now in every single state, and we're good to go, and we'll just slide on through. Well, guess what? Since 2020, when everybody homeschooled for 5 minutes, there's so many more homeschoolers out there because people just realized that it was the way to go. And there's more and more people realizing that every day. And I think it's just because the government school system is a disaster and everyone is realizing it, which is good. But that also means that we are getting attention from different areas of the nation or belief systems or however you want to put it. And people do not agree with parents having the freedom to educate and train their children in the way they ought to go, in the way they feel is appropriate. Especially, I would say, dare to say, if we are doing Christian discipleship with our children, if we're raising our children to follow Christ, that particularly gets negative attention from certain groups of people. So there are things going around throughout the nation against homeschooling in many states. So we're going to touch on some things that are happening in 3 different areas and then talk about some ways that you can help to be on guard against these things. So I'm going to start with Illinois. Illinois had some serious stuff going on. If you are connected with the HSLDA at all, you probably heard about our lawyer, Will Estrada, going back and forth to Illinois constantly over this past year. And he was just helping them fight this terrible bill that came in. And it was pretty much, I think, put together by CRHE, and they are definitely Coalition for Responsible Home Education. Not a good organization, but they put together something and are encouraging people in different states to enact these different types of legislation. So the big thing that was going on, there were a lot of little bits and pieces in the Illinois case, but the big thing that was so insane, it was different than anything else ever thought of throughout the nation, was the fact that if you did not get your approved paperwork in within 10 days of the deadline, you're going to be charged with a crime. Like, you're going to be like thrown in jail. And that is just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. So they worked real hard. We talked with Kirk. Keep an eye out. We have a legislative update coming out with Alicia talking with Kirk, and then Alicia talking with one of the main team member guys. I think his name, I want to say Aaron, but I can't quite remember. I'm sorry. And they talk about what they did specifically in their battle out there. But I'm going to touch point right here and just say one of the big things Kirk said was that it was a big team effort.
Yeah.
It was a big team effort. Individual homeschoolers in Illinois needed to be connected to their organization so they knew what was going on. But their organization was also teamed up with other organizations who didn't agree with the law that was going through. So it was just a united front. And sometimes some of those organizations didn't have all the same belief points as what the Illinois homeschool group did. But it's a great example of how to put down evil. We need to team up with others to be able to do that. So we can't always be 100% in agreement with every single thing that someone, or say politician, that you need to vote for.
That doesn't exist anyway.
It doesn't exist. There's just no way.
Yeah.
But it's a great example of how we need to work together to put down the evil that is coming against our rights as parents to homeschool, our God-given responsibility to raise our children. So that's what's going on in Illinois. So it's been put down for now, which is awesome. They had a great victory there, which was wonderful, but it was a really eye-opening experience. And it's a warning to everyone out there, all of us, every single state, even those of us who are highly regulated already and think that we're okay. we have a little bit to talk about that in a few minutes, but yeah, so we just need to be ready. We need to be ready to be connected and active as individuals, not just organizations, but as individuals. So Ro, why don't you talk to us? We touched on a little bit earlier today, but tell us a little bit more about what is going on in New Jersey. Like you have, it shocked us when Steve and I realized what New Jersey's homeschool, what the law says about homeschooling in New Jersey. We were just, are you kidding me? New Jersey? Like it is like the homeschool laws, right? So tell us where you're at right now with your what does it look like for you in New Jersey to homeschool?
Yeah, absolutely. So Illinois and New Jersey were two of the states that everyone was envious about because we had such amazing laws as it related to our freedoms. It was hands off. Okay, you pulled out of the public school, you're responsible. Anything that happens, that's your problem, right? And we were like, great, thanks, right? Before I jump into what's happened in New Jersey, you said something that was so important in terms of unity. You may not agree on every single thing, and that's okay. But if you can agree that you have a right to freedom and that it's your parental right to direct your child's education, that's enough for you to march in together
Yes.
and share, we're not okay with this. And it
Yes.
reminds me of a poem that I always butcher. So this time I pulled it up. It's like back in it's like from World War I or something. So it says, first they came for the socialists and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. First they
Mhm.
came for the trade unionists and I did not speak out because I'm not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me. There was no one left to speak. And if
Mhm.
we just start to have our hands up like, oh, I'm not Muslim.
Yes.
I know
Yes.
they're homeschooling, but they're Muslim.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not a Christian. I'm not this. If we can just agree on freedom and parental rights and
Yes.
join hands and unite, we'll be so much stronger together. So that when
Mhm.
they do come for our parental rights and they do come for freedom, we can walk in unity.
Mhm. Yes.
So New
Absolutely.
Jersey is seeing legislative proposals that would significantly increase state oversight of homeschooling. We're talking about notification, curriculum alignment, general health and wellness checks, just raising alarms because we were like, what did we do? Like in terms of jurisprudence, the way America works is you're innocent until proven guilty. And what's happening is we're seeing homeschooling issues where like people who are not homeschooling are calling themselves homeschoolers and they're coming out in ways that, you know, people are attacking them and looking at the one quote unquote bad apple who is not a homeschooler to begin with. We don't need new laws. So let me just quickly take us through some of these laws. We had Senate Bill 1796, which was where every homeschooler would have to file a letter of intent and say that they're part of a public registry and they want to homeschool their children. This is not something that we haven't seen across other states, but again, we don't want to take any openings. We want to keep our freedom. We want to say that no new laws are necessary, even
Mhm.
when the intentions are positive. Even when someone is trying to champion, you are the homeschooler, so you have to say, I appreciate that you're trying to do this for us, but we're okay, thank you, but no thank you. Then there's an identical bill, which is A5796 and S4589. Yes, I think I got that right. And
Good job.
that's where children have to meet with a representative of the school district for a general health and wellness check. And again, this one is a little scary because we don't know what kind of questions will be asked. We don't know what the goal is. But of course, it's dressed in and at that time, you have the opportunity to ask for support. I also have to say that this is not solving any problem. I don't know what the problem is that you were trying to solve, but it's not solving any problems. Meeting with someone and doing extra paperwork annually, it's not addressing any issue. So let's just go ahead and kill that. Then there is A5825, which requires every family to register annually, provide documentation that their curriculum aligns with the New Jersey learning standards, and submit a portfolio evaluation that's appropriate to them. And I was talking to our lawyer just a couple of days ago, Scott Woodruff, and he said it can take up to a year to approve a curriculum. So now you have all these parents saying, oh, I use this one and I use this one. And then I come, well, I'm eclectic. I use these 20 different ones, right? Like, there is no way. the school system is already overburdened. The school system is failing, like specifically in New Jersey, the reading levels and the math proficiency is not where it needs to be. If you want to put your energy and time somewhere, go ahead and focus on those children who want to be in the school system, right? And then the
Yes.
last one we have is a sports bill, which would require school districts. So this time the onus is not on the parents. Now they're saying the school district should allow homeschool students to participate in these kind of extracurricular activities. But again, the language is not clear enough. What do you have to do in order to do that? So those are the bills that are on the table. And that one that I
Yeah.
just mentioned came up October 27th, right before our election, which was on November 4th.
Yeah, yeah. And I recently did an episode on the whole public school, using the public school thing here in Pennsylvania. And the reality is, if you're going to use them, you got to do what they require.
Yeah.
They can ask you whatever they want to ask you because you're using their services.
Right.
So yeah, it's definitely.
Eat it too, I guess, right?
What's that?
You can't have your cake and eat it too.
Yes.
Yeah, well, exactly. So there is sacrifice there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to make your choices, So that brings us to Pennsylvania.
Yes.
What's been going on in Pennsylvania, Sarah?
So I can speak to this because personally, my family is going through a battle with our school district right now. It hasn't been taken to court yet, so I can speak to you freely about all of the things that are happening. So up until a few years ago, I mistakenly was giving the vaccination records to the school district for my children. We choose to vaccinate, not all of the vaccines, but most of them. So this is something where I didn't want to do the religious exemption because I don't want to water down the religious exemption by just using that as I don't want to have to deal with this. I'd rather take it head on and say, no, I do vaccinate my children, but you as the school district, by Pennsylvania homeschool law, have no right to require me to hand in those records to you. But my district doesn't understand that. They think, especially since a 2018 change in the Pennsylvania Department of Education law, that they have the right to require that of us. And they don't. They absolutely do not. And I'm so thankful for HSLDA. They are on our side and they are fighting this fight alongside us and for us. So we are very, very thankful for Will Estrada and for his quick action. We've had several letters. I even got a certified letter. So they are starting to, a lot of times they just send you a regular letter and you can completely ignore that. You have there's nothing holding you to listening to anything in a regular letter. It must be certified and it must be from the superintendent. But even in that letter, they were saying we had 10 days to provide those vaccination records. And that is also not true. You have 30 days anytime that you are given a certified letter and asked to provide something to the school district. So whether or not, they had any standing to even ask us for it, they already they're just making up their own rules. And that's why we need to know what the Pennsylvania law is, because the school acts like they're in charge and they are not in charge. You are not asking their permission to homeschool your children. And they feel that they have the authority over us because they've been given it by so many people who just don't know. So because I know the law, because I listen to Chattin with CHAP, and I am getting all of the information that I can about Pennsylvania homeschooling, I know that I do not, the affidavit, actually I do the unsworn declaration, and it states on there that the evidence thereof that we vaccinate our children and send them to yearly physicals and dental exams and vision and all of that is that I sign under oath that I am telling the truth and I am complying with all of that. That goes along with that I graduated high school, that I have a high school diploma, that it goes along with my residence, that I reside in this school district. All of the proof is in that document, which is signed under penalty of perjury. So they do not have the right to require anything else from us. The school district actually did a major boo-boo, and the assistant superintendent reached out to me personally after we got lawyers involved and tried to get me to just fill out the exemption and it'll all go away. And it's just so frustrating that they think that they have the authority to control us in this way, and they do not. And we are standing up against them. So I will keep you updated to our case, whether or not they decide to pursue it any further. We have been very strong in our responses to them. So we're very, very hopeful, but
Yeah.
we basically, in Pennsylvania, we're playing whack-a-mole. We get one district to understand their place in one area and 5 other pop up.
Oh, yeah.
So I know that there's another big case that we just found out some news about the Elanco case. So that has been settled. And the articles that are going out right now are saying that the Elanco homeschool families dropped the case rather than they settled the case. And that is a very big difference. But the Elanco school district was sending people to homes and requiring that they show them proof of their high school diplomas. So this is outrageous. This is just a huge, what's the word?
I don't know, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's an attack on our freedoms, right?
Yes, yes,
You do not need to comply with that.
yes. And so many families up until now have been complying with that, have been providing a copy of their high school diploma. Your unsworn declaration or affidavit is all you need to give the school. That and your objectives, that is it. That is it. Go to homeschoolpennsylvania.org, use their forms. They are going to cover you legally to just do that, nothing else. So when the school district thinks that they have the right to tell you to register on an online registry or to provide all of this very private information that they are not taking care of, you can tell them no. You have the legal standing to say, absolutely not. I will give you only what is required. And so the school district in Elanco had to settle. They have to say that they were in the wrong. But
they didn't.
And that's just one school district that's been called to account. They're all over the district. That's why we need our ambassadors to be joining this team and helping us out, because we know that the schools are going to take as much advantage of us as we let them. So we need to be very alert to these issues that are coming up.
Guys out there, MPA, know the law. I know there's a sister district to Elanco where they've been doing the exact same thing, and they just haven't sent anyone to anyone's home yet.
Yeah.
If you've been living here forever and you just do what you do because someone else told you to do it, read the law, watch our videos, find out what the truth is.
Yes.
And do that. Do not over comply. Do not respond to their overreach. Know what it is that is your legal responsibility and do just that. And I will say the Elanco situation arose because people moved in from other states who do not have the crazy laws that we do, and they read the law. They read the law. They knew the law. They complied with the law.
Yeah.
And the school district was like, well, why aren't you doing this? Everybody else did it. And they're like, well, I don't got to do it.
Yeah.
So then that's why this came to a head. So all y'all who are in Elanco who have been doing it for years and years, you shouldn't have been. So know the law. You guys have got to know the law. So that's where we come to CHAP and our role, and enjoy Homeschool New Jersey and our role in helping you guys in your homeschooling journeys. We're keeping an eye on it.
Yeah.
We're keeping an eye on what's going on through Harrisburg. And what's the capital of New Jersey? Is it Trenton?
Trenton, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Woo, woo. And what's going on in Chattin, right? Like, what is going on? So our legislative teams are super important, especially right now.
Yes.
It is really important to have a robust legislative team. So we are beefing ours up. We are creating lots of different aspects to it. There's the reading bills, of course, but there's connecting with legislators so they know who we are. We have that personal relationship. There's training families to go and meet their legislators so that a legislator will remember you.
Yeah.
When stuff is going on, they'll think, oh, the Madden family. Yeah.
All those handsome young boys.
Oh, right. So, Abigail's gorgeous.
She's amazing.
So anyway, and then other things like Capitol Days to join us together in the Capitol so we can be a group of well-mannered young people and polite families that are there, and we can be notable in that way. Besides the fact that we get to visit our capitals, you know, and meet people there. Oh, I think I read all the things on my little list. So there's other things going on. Oh, we're also talking about reaching out to school districts to train them on
Yes.
what is going on. This is a new idea and it's extreme infancy, but this is definitely something. And I don't know about Jersey, but PA has 500.
500.
500. That's a lot of school districts. So y'all, I mean, I know we can't have one for every school district because that's a lot. We need a lot of people who are willing to reach out to school districts and to educate them. We'll work with HSLDA, get some information together just to go. And even if it's a card that says homeschoolpennsylvania.org, go to this website and read the law and understand what it truly means. Districts here, like everyone has their own interpretation of the law and they just do what they want to do. And if we don't know, and we don't stand up for our freedom, they just gonna walk all over you.
Yep. If you give a mouse a cookie, that's what's going on.
They're just totally gonna do whatever they want. So, part of Giving Tuesday, time, talents, and treasure. Join the team.
Yes.
Write into us, chaponline.com, our contact form. You can message us, private messages here. Just let us know that you are interested in being part of the team. Alicia's and Todd Hunt are our legislative leads, and they are building it up and getting things rolling. And
everything costs money. So if you don't have the time, if you don't think you have the talent in this area, we could still use the funding to build up. We can be printing out packets to give to our legislators.
Did you ever get one of our homeschool law books?
They are amazing, but they cost money to print. So these are things that your donations can go toward to help build this legislative team.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm full of quotes today. When you said, if you give a mouse a cookie, it made me think of the Frederick Douglass quote that says, find out just what any people will quietly submit to, and you have found out the exact measure of injustice and wrong which will be imposed upon them. And the reason I brought that up is because if we don't have the awareness, or if we're apathetic, we're like, it's just a form, it's vanilla, what's the big deal? But the minute you start to give into any small ask that's not required of you, that's when they say, oh, okay, so if they're willing to fill out the form, I wonder what else they're willing to do, right? So I really appreciate you sharing your story, Sarah, because a lot of times we're like, oh, it's not a big deal, let me just fill it out to get them off my back. No. You have rights and only do what you're required to do. Don't overcomply. Thanks for saying that, Ginger.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely. So the time to be lazy and not involved is over. Sorry, it's over.
Yeah, the battle is here.
It is. It is. One of our favorite people says, get off the bench and onto the battlefield. It is the time to do it.
Yes.
It is the time to get up, know your stuff, be active, be involved. Because if you're not, it's going to disappear. It's going to disappear. So if you like homeschooling and you love having your children with you, you got to stand up for the right to do it. We have absolutely God-given right to do it.
Yes.
And I can't remember the G.K. Chesterton quote, but it's something about, it's not that I hate what's in front of me, but it's that I love what's behind me. If you love your freedom and if you want to continue to be able to educate your child on your terms, join our team. Give of your time, give of your talent, give of your treasure.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that wraps up our legislative update for today. So again, chaponline.com/donates. Ro, do a shout out on your website so people know where to find you.
Enjoy homeschoolnewjersey.org. Spell it all out.
Okay, there you go. So that's where you Awesome. So that's where you can find us. Check out our YouTube channels, our Facebook pages, all that stuff. Get connected with us. We want to have you on our team and make this united front, like Kirk said, that united front.
Yeah.
Standing firm for truth. So thanks for tuning in, guys. And I hope you enjoyed our Giving Tuesday stories. And we had lots of stories we read earlier today. It's the Christmas season. So I hope yours is wonderful. I hope you enjoyed our holiday podcast last week and look forward to watching Ro and I talk about a few more things later on in December. We're going to be talking about some fun year wrap ups and other things like that to encourage you moving into 2026. Wow. That's so crazy.
Our 40th year.
It is our 40th year. Oh man, we didn't mention that. So the nation is turning 250 and CHAP is turning 40. So woo, let's celebrate. So there's going to be a lot about that coming up in 2026.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for joining us, guys. We will see you all next time. See ya.
Bye.